Welcome to Deep Thought. Many will only hear what they want to hear and see what they want to see. Yeah, I know that's a big title and everything, but it's something to consider because I was thinking about it. Like I started, I've seen it all my life, but I was thinking about it recently because, on my channel, my main channel, I'm doing so many videos, so I might talk about one part of the whole, but see, some people will say only hear one part. Like I give you a great example. I've said many times that women have told me some deep stuff. And I say, yeah, I got this from women. Okay, somebody might hear that. But then, and there was a detractor who pointed this out and was trying to say, oh, Rom is contradictory there because I've said several times, be very careful what women say publicly. So they only heard that part, but they didn't hear me say when women were telling me certain things, it was always in private. And then the whole picture is I say, take what women, I've said this several times too. I say, take what women say publicly with a grain of salt, unless they're talking about sex. But then especially they in public, but then if they in your presence, they private and you feel like you can trust what they say, you can take them seriously. And I've said that several times, but see, somebody only heard part of that. They heard part, they didn't hear the whole thing. Because, okay, like when I do my videos, I'm always talking about pieces of a bigger puzzle, always. Because if I put out everything like in a concise manner, definite manner, and especially sometimes I might be, I moved to talk about a certain thing because maybe somebody needed to hear it. They would, honestly, that would be days if I put it in a book. Like if I put all my knowledge in a book, explained everything, we talking 1,500 page volumes and stuff. But see, it's kind of like even in the book, people will just read at it and not read the whole thing, where I would give a context. In fact, I noticed that with my book, Nice Guys and Players. You would have people who would just go to just one part but not read the whole thing. Like I remember I was selling the follow-up to Nice Guys and Players, Sexual Chemistry. And a chapter in there is how to deal with extremely attractive women. Now, this guy at a vending event, he bought the book right away and went right to that chapter. And he read it right then after he bought it. It's like, oh, okay, do what I need to do. But then I looked at him, I said, well, hold up. You need to look at the whole thing first, So I'm using those as personal examples I've seen. But one thing I found with people in general, they don't look at the big picture. Big picture. They got to look at the big picture. Okay, you see something happening. What's the context? Okay, like if you see somebody, a woman behaving a certain way in public, and you might think, oh yeah, she's behaving all goofy, or she's acting all like enticing and all of that. So a guy, they might only want to believe that, but they ain't looking at the big picture. There's a guy over there that she's pointing towards, her actions, she's trying to get their attention. You don't see the whole picture. And, and then again, people only hear and see stuff that confirms whatever their beliefs are. I've noticed people will ignore stuff that goes against what their belief system is. They won't see it. They'll tell themselves something instead of paying attention to it. They'll tell themselves something to make them feel good and everything, They'll ignore like the obvious that's right there. They're not looking at it. Because here's the thing with false beliefs. When people have a belief about something, they don't want it upset. Think about it in the news. Like, okay, we get all this stuff about everything happening and everything in the world. And, some people will not look at both sides of it. They only look at who's presenting what they want to hear. Because let's look at some major news stations. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Newsmax. Everything they present is not on a neutral basis. Everything is slanted from everything from far right to far left. you know? So people are only going to watch those news and they can only see one angle, you know, because that's what they want to hear. That's what they want to see. I want y'all to think about that. Think about that instead of looking at the big picture. I'm going to tell you something now, and I talked about this in my book, Nice Guys and Players. And even though, you know, the initial purpose is teaching men how to get women, you know, all people who read it and applied the information say, hey, this is helping out in life. One of the things I said in it was read stuff that goes against your belief system, which is something I do on a regular. People, as much as I promote body game, I look just as hard for anything that can invalidate it or compliment it or is good in itself. I always do. I always do. Because I don't want to be stuck in one mode. And one of the things I found is, yes, body game is great. You got a great body. Oh, it's a powerful thing. But then what if somebody doesn't have that body that stands out? So I said, wait a minute. Okay, something else. Okay, they've used something else. You know, their social skills might be above average and stuff. See, I didn't stay stuck on body game even though I promoted. I'm like, okay, what else can work? What else can work and stuff? You know, it like another thing I do, whenever I come up with an idea, I immediately look for something to kill the idea. You say, okay, I got this idea for a business. Let me kill the business. I start looking, okay, what can happen against it? Then when I don't find anything or I figure out how to deal with any potential problems, then I go forward and stuff. See, me, I'm going to tell you what, I actually like, people don't realize, I like hearing something that goes against what I'm saying as long, see, let me be clear, as long as it's respectful. Like I've said that on this channel. If you got a disagreement, I don't mind it. Just don't jump on me. I had to block somebody recently because they were attacking me personally with their disagreement. And I'm thinking, okay, if they actually were like, well, nah, you naive. You don't say, hold up. Why don't you just present your argument? And I probably would have said, oh, okay, that's something to think about. See, that's all I say is don't be disrespectful in your disagreement and stuff. I always that's one of the things I like about this channel, because a lot of y'all have a different perspective and I'm reading all of it. You know, even if I don't comment, I'm reading it. And as long as you're not disrespectful, you know, because I want to hear new things. I want to hear something that goes against what I thought. Let me give you an example. I was having some trouble with one of my gums, feeling some pain. It wasn't a tooth, but it was gums. And I went to the dentist the day before I recorded this. Went to the dentist and had to get something else. But I said, can you look at this? And the dentist told me something that went against like over 50 years of programming. It was like you brushing your teeth too hard and using a certain type of toothpaste. I was brushing away some enamel, because if you got like whitening or like baking soda, that can actually hurt your teeth. Like a lot of these whitening products can actually hurt your teeth on the long term and make things sensitive. So she told me some stuff and I kept saying, wow, because that's where I was taught, brush those teeth hard and everything. Now, did I get mad or say, nah, you wrong? No. And now I got to change my belief in how I do things and stuff. But see, some people, they might say, nah, this is how you're supposed to do it and keep with it. I was like, nah, you can't really roll that way. So I want y'all to think about that. You know, expand your mind. There's nothing wrong with finding ideas that go against it. Like even to this day, I do it. Now, I stand strong in what I believe. But if you got something different, I just want a good argument. And I'm looking at it. Even now, I'm saying, okay, how can I get past body game? How can I do this? What can work and everything? You know, that's one of the reasons why on my main men's channel, I'm promoting social skills a bit more, because I said, okay, everybody don't have that body that stands out. Now what? You know, what's the exceptions to a general rule? I would say that for those people in the black pill community. It's like, oh, well, hold up. You say, well, if you this height, you don't get women. So it's like, well, hold up. Contradictory. You see men who are short stature with women. You know, y'all don't stay stuck on anything. And I tell people, don't stay stuck on something. Find something that you actually look for, something that contradicts what you believe, and then you can come up with the truth, or you can come up with something workable. All right. So anyway, y'all, that's all I have for today. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.